Uh, there. That was a thing. Hang on. Let me check. That was a thing. Hooray! It works. uh, uh, I don't care who you are. That's funny. Uh, so I'm gonna just do some more. Sorry, this is the least. I didn't do my intro. Oops, and my audio is exploding. There. Hold on. Nope. Nope. Hold on. There. Okay. Yeah, I. Sorry about that. I forgot that this. Well, it did work before. Hello and welcome to the art stream that has audio now, and it certainly didn't have it. Yep, everything's been great. Everything's working. Uh, boy, it just never gets old. Setting this computer up every time, it's just like every time there's some kind of like update for Windows or something, it's just like, oh, I forgot everything. Hooray, hurrah. Ugh. Oh, my patience. My patience is gone. Oh no. Something on the background. Bum, bum, bum. I started this, don't I? Oh, I'll switch to something else in a little bit, but this is a good start, I guess. Do. Yeah, I'm working on some artwork for the channel. This is going to be a graphic that's going to. I'm thinking, because I was trying to think, like, I drew this, and then I realized when I was like halfway through it or further, I'm like, this is a cool drawing, but it's not a good graphic for showing when my channel's on. But I thought about it, and maybe what I can do is, oops, not there. What I can do is this. I can kind of like make it like an animated GIF where it starts out like this, and these are waving around, and then all of a sudden one zips across the page like this. And then like the information will be like here, like the art. It'll say like art streams. Or even just maybe like streaming soon. Yeah, or well, because the original idea was to put the days of the week. Each. The idea was to put the days that I plan to stream, so that I could have something I could post at the beginning of the week that would just show people when, like, m- my streaming schedule, so they could make plans to watch it instead of having to like make a decision on that day. Oh, that's too bright. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Why is that darker? Why is that darker? Oh no! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a different application. This one's just not serving its purpose. Like, you have to pay so much to get the full catalog in here, and it's ridiculous. So, nope, not doing that. Huh. Yeah. Weird. Sorry, one sec. I'm just looking at the music for a second, because I guess this next one's okay. But, yeah, I can, like, go up like that, and for now, let's clean up everything else, because there's so much more work left to do. This is very roughly made right now. So, there you go. Anything? No, there's no reason. That makes things more chaotic. Yeah, there's no reason to do that. Hope you're having a good, excuse me. Hope you're having a good day. Might make something. Might hate to say make coffee, but I might. Because I'm tired of reading. Where's that brush? Ah, here they are. That's my brush for hair. I can kind of do a cool, like, effect with it to give it an interesting texture on the edges. Why is it... Where's the her? Oh, okay. Is this the... Yep. Do 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 do. There. Don't know why I'm drawing on this layer. I should be drawing... It doesn't matter. Do, 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 do. Ah. Yeah. What is that on this? No, it's not. Oops. Where's that layer? Uh-huh. Do, 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 do. Oh. Hmm. That's actually... Did I just turn off? Wait. What did I just turn off? I lost what I turned off. Oh no. There's what I turned off. I see. Okay, it's just me cleaning up the... This is... See, I'm not sure if I think some of this needs to be changed a little bit back to what it was, because it was pretty good before. It just... Maybe make things a little bit smaller. Not much. Doing this. Might actually do that. Make this a T-Rex pauldron instead of making it like be like some kind of head, because I think the T-Rex would be cooler actually. Bark, 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 bark. Oops. Why am I didn't? Sorry, it's gonna be kind of a quiet one tonight. Hope it's okay. I'm getting the drink. Sorry. Be right back in a minute. I'm gonna just zonk out. I don't have. One more circle. Yep, I do. Hooray! One more circle. Thank goodness for some healthier energy. Sorry. One more second. There it is. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Hello. Thanks. I'm glad. Yeah, I was just gonna send you a message. Just be like, if you want an alert, go for it. All for that. Just glad to have you here. I just gotta be a way to make it so it doesn't do that. Maybe there's just something wrong with the. Oh, sorry. I hope that isn't. It's probably somewhat audible. I hope it's not too loud. When I drink, because that I don't want to be rude. Oops. Why is that a new layer? I didn't say. Oh, because. There must be something. Any more? Oh, I'm okay. Oh, right. Dumb me. It happens. You always, it's easy to lose track of how many layers you have. What is all this? For now, that's actually not bad. Bad idea to do that. Huh. Why it's so different? Oh. Okay. Maybe. Whatever. As long as it works, I don't care. Oh, good. I'm glad that that wasn't audible. Because I'm drinking from a water bottle, and I hit just on my side. I hear like a little bit of a like suction noise. So I'm glad that's not audible on the other side because it is pretty quiet. But I was worried it was just loud enough to be picked up. So that's good to know. Oh, how's the new setup, by the way? Sorry. You're nervous. Let's just get rid of these and start over with some of these. Cause textures are. Oops. I don't need to get rid of all of them. But it's kind of. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, totally. It's good that it's coming along, though. Those kind of projects can take some time. Don't I know? For sure. Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's one area of creativity that I've just never been very good at. It's like interior design. Like people will walk into where even back in college, people would think that I would expect like things to be on my walls and stuff, and I'm like, no, why would I want that? It's like I look at them in class. I look at them in class all day, and it's bad enough there. Why would I want to remind myself that? Oh no, there are certain things I would like to hang up. Yeah, it's just yeah. I just wanted to look a little bit considering I like this place and in the location. I would like to kind of make this place feel more like it is somewhere I live because I've seen some other like um, some of my neighbors. I like they one of them invited me over. And I saw his stuff and it looked like the interior of like a house almost. I mean, it was very much like someone who liked hunting and everything because there's like animal heads on the walls and stuff, and I'm like, okay. Uh, well, for me, it would be. I mean, I think I might even just lean further into nerddom and just like fully go like maybe I might be well, I wonder. I was gonna say I might be tempted to look into how much those 3D printers, like the less expensive ones, are to make some like models of my characters. But I think the amount of material you would need, it would be cheaper to maybe just like find a place that makes maquettes and just go through them. So I don't know, because that'd be kind of cool to just like make my comic characters into like just like 3D statues that I can look at. Even if I can't pose them, or if I can't pose them too much, like maybe they can only move a certain way, but it just would be nice to have them. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I mean, if it's possible, we should definitely do that with the project too. Like make those something that if we go to like in in the distant future, if we went to a con or something, like have that as like something for like big major supporters. Could like make five of them or something, and the top five supporters get them. These are just random thoughts. I know that's a ways away, but still, it's kind of fun to think about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think so. I've seen that with like like Marvel does that sometimes, or like, I mean, not with the top supporter, but they do make these like with them. It's just flat out just more expensive, but like it'd be nice if it was actually like something that like was a thank you for someone being, even if they're not paying a lot all at once, if they're just like the contributed the most kind of thing. Those kind of people can get something like that. But for now, it's just would be fun to do like to make one just for me. It'd be cool even if I could make them like D&D sized, like little like I know my brother has like a bunch of model paints for he does Warhammer. Uh, he does he paints those. So even that could be pretty cool. If I just make like little like painted versions of the main characters, and have them like on top of my computer. That would be kind of cool, or like on a shelf behind the computer screen, like a just a small one with some lights behind it or something, so that you could see them. And making those would be much easier. Maybe I'll just go for that for now, because as much as I would love the bigger ones, like smaller would be a lot more affordable and much easier to acquire. Do, do, do. I've heard from several different artists that making plushies is a nightmare, because getting that like approved as a toy is really hard and expensive. And I also remember from the webcomics weekly that like they said like that t-shirts and all that stuff as well shouldn't be in your mind until like maybe like year yeah, like year two or something like that, like much further down the line, not right away kind of thing, because there's just no reason to rush into that. There's no one's gonna jump into it, and like having the right sizes for everyone is just a headache. Honestly, if I ever did that in general, I think I would only do it online with for the comic. Like if I think I would just like be like, here's what we have in stock this month. It's like, if you can't, we can back order. Maybe there would be like a back order or something kind of thing, where we could get more of a certain size. But I don't see like carrying that to a convention or something. That would be a nightmare. Because the less you have to carry, the better, is what I've heard. I've seen people who carry a lot, and it sounds horrible. And traveling alone is a headache. If you add in like carrying like hundreds of books, or even having to worry about ship them, I mean that would probably be the only other choice. Really, you'd have to ship them. But oops. Although at early cons, no, I probably would still have something, but I imagine that mostly I would be probably just promoting the comic itself, and like maybe like pushing for like people to download it, probably, because more people are probably going to do that anyway than read on the website itself. But I'll have to think of Oh, I'm not even near that yet, but when I get near closer to that, then I'll worry about that. Gotta find this layer. Where is this? It's probably on the top. Nope. Do, do. Yeah, I don't know. Do, do, do. This part of this? I think this is. Yeah. But I do think that there's like I would like to get some more writing in on the comic itself too. Like I did get a lot done over my short vacation. That was really nice. Like I got the his hair's doing the Ghibli thing right now, where it's sticking up like a cat. But yeah, I didn't get further with the story, but I did clean up a lot of pages, so now I can go back to focusing more on the future of parts of the story. Like, so that's really good because I was kind of fixated on trying to make everything really perfect, and now I'm just going back and making everything clean because I don't think it needs to be perfect. I think it just needs to be done. So it can get better as it goes along, but I just need the pages to like like readable. That's all I really care about right now. I'll let everyone else decide if it's good because I've kind of been shooting myself in the foot by being making myself the only judge. Which is easy to do. It's like, especially when you're working on a project, you see it as really precious and you want everyone to like it as much as you do, but it's like, oh, it's just more lines. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I'm working on this piece that's going to be like a for when it's going to just like be on my like streaming either streaming soon or at the beginning of the week it'll like have this like graphic that will go like across like this and it'll be like streaming or streaming Wednesday and Friday at this time and then I'll make another one for the Twitch which will give like different days. I figure it's just a nice cool looking graphic so and I was gonna make it I'm gonna try and add in some animation if I can because it's a pretty very simple just like I just want these lines here to move and that'll be the main part of the animation and maybe the hand might move like the drawing hand but only slightly. I don't want to do too much. It might actually just kind of like the pen might move back and forth kind of and then when I get better at animation I can do one that looks where more happens or maybe it'll be at a different angle and kind of yeah. You know this is my guy. He's like a slowly changing like chimera-esque kind of creature like he's he's trapped in this in the spirit in the fairy realm, and in a lot of the stories that I like, one of the unfortunate side effects of that is that you slowly start to turn into a creature of that realm. So he's turning into something. He's worried he's turning into the thing that stole his name. So he's trying to rush to get his name back from the creature, or and find out its name at the same time, so that he can kind of like he's hoping that he can barter his name back if he threatens to take its, because right now it has two, but if he can find a way to steal its name, then maybe he could weaken it. And that's taken from Angel. I kind of took that idea from Angel. But in that it was a demon that he had to find the name of, or like some kind of extra terrestrial creature. I forget. It was like some creature from a different plane, which I mean, fairy folk are creatures from a different plane. So, like in my comic, there's multiple realms for the sealing and unsealing, kind of like Thor in Marvel. I kind of but yeah. Oops. And originally, yeah, this could be just one where it's worse, because usually that thing on his eye is usually not this big, but maybe it's cracking more in this drawing, because originally it looked more like a scar, and like my guy in the corner here, and then maybe it gets bigger and starts to go down his neck. Yeah, and I said earlier, originally this was going to be just like somewhat like a dragon head, because he allies himself with dragons. But I might actually change it to a T-Rex because he's really into dinosaurs. I think that'd be cooler. Oops, sorry, I'll move it over a little bit more so you can see a little bit more of the pauldron. Do, do, do. I kind of only more recently got back into liking being really more into dinosaurs, I think. Like I started drawing them more, and then like the minute I did, I was like, these have to go in my comic. I got to find a way to fit dinosaurs into my comic. So I made it so that in the comic, there some dinosaurs were spirited away before the Great Extinction, and they stayed in the fairy realm. And like in my comic, they a lot of animals from the fairy realm start to migrate as new passageways open up. And that's kind of like the B story. Excuse me. That's the B story in my comic is uh, Grace, the mother. She's in a dangerous situation, but she doesn't know it right away. But she does excuse me. She does have a mission of her own where she wants to like they find these T they find T-Rex footprints and are immediately excited, understandably, because like they've seen some dinosaurs, but they haven't seen any theropods yet. So they were really both her and her research partner, research apprentice, or whatever you want to call her. The two of them, and bodyguard, because she's kind of like, here. I'll show you what they look like. It's always fun talking about them and showing them. I got the character sheets right here. So like, yeah, here's Grace, and here's her bodyguard. If it will open. But yeah, she's like yeah, these two are the ones in the B story where they're trying to save this baby this adolescent T-Rex because from the fate that its mother had, where they're trying to save her too, because she's like on a rampage right now, because her soul is being like intertwined with her, or her, well, her life force is being intertwined with a Leshen, which are like this like really violent forest spirit, like just wrath incarnate. Uh-oh, I lost where I was. Oh, that's the comic. Oh yeah, that's great. I'll be working on this later tonight. I want to fix this color in this panel and fix the line work, because she gets attacked. Uh-oh. No. Oh, sorry. Here it is. Thanks, yeah. Yeah, and then the two main characters are Richard, who I had fun making this new page where I have showing off his ability to summon weapons. Like anything he's ever made, he can conjure. And they don't always look like that, but I thought that'd be a kind of a cool way for them to materialize in, is they just like start as light and then they just like turn into more like these in the background. I mean, these on the top. And then you have the main character, who's June. If I can find her. June, where'd you go, girl? There you are. Yeah, here she is. Yeah, she's a aspiring musician and bard. She wants to like use her skill at music and magic to like heal people and uplift just everyone around her, really. Because she's just a good person. Oops. Oh, that's something I was working on. This is a D&D character I was making for fun. Need to clean up the face. It's, like the angle's a little too straight on. I don't like that. But let's see. Let's get back to this. But oops. Mine, oh, no. But yeah, I like stories of like with folklore and different cultures' versions of like how they view like spirits and just curse, like stories of curses and all that stuff's really interesting to me. To hear how people like perceive the world early on, when I mean, it still makes no sense in a lot of places, but back then, like being in the woods was like, there's so many things that are made just to keep people out of the woods. It's like I think in a way we should go back to making some more of those because so I think there's people who think they're tough enough to handle the woods, and it's like it's not about your strength. It doesn't matter how strong you are in certain areas. Some places we're just not meant to be. Like maybe there's like a gas fence or something that are shooting up poison into the air in that area, and it's like, yeah, you don't want to be there, guy. It doesn't. I don't care if you can climb that mountain. It's covered in sulfur. Pick somewhere else. But yeah, like just folklore in general, with like how there's like these ancient, almost like deity kind of creatures that are just so well, like the Leshen, which is also very similar to oh, what is it? I don't want to get them mixed up. I think it's very similar to the Wendigo kind of. I think there's some things about the Wendigo that are a much more like specific. So I don't want to say they're like one on one like copies of each other because they're from different countries. But they definitely share a lot of. I mean, like appearance wise, they both have kind of very lanky builds. They're both extremely violent. I think even their descriptions are kind of similar even without photos. But like Leshen, the thing that I always think of is the fact that they have the their head is like a deer skull. So that's already pretty cool. And their bodies like just all. I mean, if you've watched the first season of The Witcher, that one guy turned into a Leshen. In the in the flashback with his when he was with the other Witchers. Yeah, there's like one guy that gets corrupted and nearly takes out the entire camp. So they're pretty powerful. I almost made that part of my VTuber's lore, actually, that maybe that's part of what he was turning into. But like I said, he has no idea. He could be like five different things for all he knows. 'Cause he doesn't know what the creature that took his name, what its abilities were. So it could maybe like incorporate other creatures into it, like a mimic, kind of. That's what that was. That's better. I just love that Ghibli effect of like hair standing up, kind of a little bit. Just such a cool thing. I always think of that scene from Howl's Moving Castle where he's like on my mark, and then he's holding Calcifer, and then like his hair starts to go up, and then like Hellsberg explodes into a pillar of fire, and then like the whole house starts to change. That was so cool. I love that movie. I'm going to watch it again soon. It's been a little while, and I like to rewatch things after a certain amount of time just to reacquaint myself with them. Same with what's the other one? Oh, Castle in the Sky. I need to watch that one again too. That one's so much fun. I think it's underappreciated in my opinion. Kind of like how Atlantis is underappreciated for Disney. I think it because like Nausicaa, I'll fully admit I kind of have the Ghibli rose-colored glasses on for that because I'm reading the comic, or I started reading the manga. But so I can understand how some people don't like it because the movie itself is kind of short. I mean, it's good. It's got Patrick Stewart in it, and one of my characters, the Richard, the father, is heavily inspired by I think his name was Omu. Well, he's Patrick Stewart's character anyway, and because he's the Blade Master, and I thought that was such a cool title for like someone like some veteran of a fantasy war that I'm like, yeah, it's a nice simple title. It tells you everything about him that you need to know right away. That he's just like very skilled with weapons. So he's basically like my guy's like basically like a battle mage with a lot of training in like stealth and infiltration, but using those abilities that he has of being able to conjure any weapon at any time, which could work pretty good with stealth because I mean you could just walk into somewhere unarmed and then just suddenly summon something right as you're getting closer to your target. So it's a little bit of a shame to see Miyazaki kind of like, I mean, he eventually had to step down. The man, he doesn't know the word quit. But I'm glad that he handed over the reins to his business partners because he wasn't working alone, but he was just like his business partners and his son. So, because honestly, the later films that Goro Miyazaki did, like everyone judges him for his early stuff, and I'm like, that's not really fair to do. His later stuff was like what was that oh shoot, I forgot what that one's called. Did he do He didn't do Secret of Ariadne, did he? No, I think that was still his father. But I think he did I'm blanking on the title right now. The one where he with the girl who it keeps like seeing this girl from the past when Marnie was there. I liked that story. It was kind of sweet. And then like just an interesting like story of self growth that later on certain other animation like motion picture directors in Japan would take on like that I'm forgetting the name of the director, but they did like Your Name, they're the next person I'm really excited to keep my eye on because my goodness, so good. And I can't remember if it's the same person, but a, um, a Silent Voice was like that director. Definitely someone I want to watch because so talented. And I think that's like very different. Like there's a huge difference between and when I know that some people would think I'd be like saying this as a negative, but there is just a difference between motion pictures made in Japan and like just anime in general. Obviously, because motion pictures have more money and are sometimes adaptations of literature from other parts of the world. So it's like well, like all of Hayao Miyazaki's stuff except for Nausicaa, and I think maybe and Totoro, and uh, Spirited Away, maybe. I don't think that's anyone else's. I'm pretty sure he made that story himself. But yeah, like most of them are English authors that he really or authors from other places in Europe that he really was inspired by. Like Howl's Moving Castles, I believe that's an English author. I apologize if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's just good to see that it's not like that there's other people who are pushing to make good animated feature movies. But I mean, even like near the end of his career, I was still very optimistic because like Summer Wars was such a good movie, and like so was Wolf Children had was a very simple story, but just really sweet. So it's just so nice to have these stories where you can just sit back and just enjoy, and not feel bad. Well, maybe sometimes, but not not about like not at yourself. Just at maybe at the story itself, you're just kind of sad, but like even with like Ghibli's anti-war and very environmental kind of sentiments in his movies, it's always more towards the side of like just conveying how important the environment is instead of bonking you on the head and being like you're evil. He's giving examples of exaggerations of people being irresponsible, and I think that's a better way to tell that story, or convey it, is just to be like, this is what being irresponsible and unwise with your. I mean, this basically, yeah. What I'm trying to say is like how you. This is how you could mishandle having the environment around you. So, sorry, I'm rambling. Kind of would like to see Disney go back to that more. So they, to their credit, they've made a few movies in between their money grabbing for like holding on to their properties, and I just hope that they keep at like that because when they do that, they do great. Like I like their movies when they tell their stories. Like they find these artists and these storytellers that are just so interesting. Like I've watched, I've seen the making of a few different features of theirs, and they're all really interesting. And I just wish that we could see more of that. That being, I know that'll never be though. Like they'll never go back to like focusing primarily on that. They're always going to like make the live actions the big thing, and then they'll do like an animated feature once in a while. See, what I don't get is why don't they just re-release the old movies? If they want to just make money the easy way, that would be much smarter. I'm surprised more like animes aren't doing that over here. Like we have like My Hero and what's it? Well, there have been some of the other ones. Uh, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff. But like they could re-release some older shows like Gundam, and because like Gundam's a huge series with lots of movies, so that property could make like a killing just slaying in the theaters, even if it's not like Hollywood level. It would still be like a significant amount of money because people have no other reason to go to movie theaters. But I think they would if like maybe we could just see like turn certain experiences into movie experiences. Like what if they even did that with TV shows where like there's a night where like all of Daredevil is just playing on the big screen and you get to sit with your friends and an audience and watch that? That would be fun. And I'm not a social person, so me saying that should mean something. Hello. Glad you could drop in. I'm just working on some artwork for the channel. This is going to be a graphic to show when I'm going to be posting. So I'm doing this new drawing of my character. He's going to be like drawing on a tablet and all this arcane lights bouncing off of it from him. And I'm going to have it so that probably yeah, like this will like animate like kind of going up in this direction, and then there'll be like it'll say like stream. I might have one at the. I was saying how like I'll have this one in this color for like streaming Mondays and Fridays, and then I'll have one. I might have a different color energy for just like streaming now. But I'm doing all right. I'm and then I just came back from a vacation, so I'm readapting to my schedule at work, and it's been a pain getting used to that again. But it's okay. I mean, I can turn in. I'm mostly a morning person, so it's less of a like adapting to waking up early. It's more about adapting to being that like having that much of your attention, like and being sharp at that time. Because like I can wake up at that time, but I'm not going to be like super sharp yet. So. But it's otherwise good. How did I? That's weird. I'm coloring the wrong ones. That's why. Ah, of course I am. What? Maybe I just started the color in the wrong spot? That must be it. Yeah, I was just talking about all the animated features that I have really enjoyed in the past. Like the like Ghibli and Satoshi Kon's work. All very different. No, it's not that. Right now I'm trying to find the antlers, because I think this is the... No. That is... Here we go. This should be higher. Can you take me higher? Oops, now I'm copyrighted. There. Yeah, I was talking about the comic a little bit too, and how like trying to just insert as much interesting lore into it as I can. Maybe try and find some like I'm trying to find some creatures and from lore that like you don't hear about much in like especially not in like Hollywood stories, so people can be introduced to those. Especially considering it didn't. I'm trying to think. Like the majority of it takes place in somewhere in the U.S. and so I was going to put some ancient folklore in from that, and like maybe some Canadian ones too, and possibly obviously like French and that as well, but because just and then like the easier the more obvious ones of like Scandinavian and stuff, because those are always fun, and they're a little well I mean maybe not really I guess like the heroes and the like. The gods are well known, but I don't think many people know about like the creatures from like Scandinavian folklore, like or Norse legends. People don't know many of those. I started watching The Librarians because it has it's got a lot of themes about magic in it and like some folklore, and I love that they had Bruce Campbell come in as Santa Claus. That was That was really fun. And the cool part was that like as he was losing control of his like self, like his attachment to himself as Santa Claus. So he started acting like other people he's been, like a prankster in one version of folklore, and like there's even a moment where he briefly turns into Odin. I'm like this is fun. Getting to see like Bruce Campbell just like yelling things like it was more of a theatrical version of like of of the Norse god, but I mean that still was really good. I'm making some progress on this at least. Got some of the line work cleaner, and yeah. And I was thinking of that since a big part of my comic is also involves creatures being changed by these rifts opening up. Uh, they're like that terraform the earth in spots to be more like the fairy realm. I was gonna have some of these mythological or these creatures from folklore kind of mix with um mix with these with modern creatures. So like maybe like you'll have like squirrels that have like certain abilities of certain of fancy creatures or something, or like maybe something funny, like even like they run into like just a goose that like can breathe fire or something. Like a little dragon. I mean, could you imagine that? Geese are already like really just 100% attitude. I don't know if I'd want to run into one that could breathe fire. That'd be scary. Like I'd stay away from that park. It's like you could have it, guys. It's yours now. I mean, we were gonna secretly feed you food, but you want to be left alone, so okay. I mean, you shouldn't feed them, but people do. And I think the other thing that really made me want to go back to looking at dinosaurs is James Gurney. Like, he's such a prolific artist and so talented with how he paints and draws and like his understanding of color that he really made me want to just go back and look at those creatures again because like he did the young adult series. He did the art for Dinotopia. But yeah, he's really cool, really talented guy. Sometimes I like to play with different brushes too to kind of see how different textures will work together or not. Kind of to give this a little more color. Yeah, because I have this artwork I'm doing for the channel too, where it's where is it? No, not here. Here we go. Right here. Yeah, this is how I'm. When I get my VTuber done, I'm gonna have this as my backdrop when I start my streams. I might even try and I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more, but I might try and possibly make there be a light animation in it, like possibly have like the dragon slightly opening and closing its mouth or blinking every once in a while, stuff like that. Maybe make the little flame kind of hovering a little bit, like very light animation because I'm still learning how to use all this stuff, especially Live 2D. It's like been I took a little break to work on the comic, but it's been interesting learning it. Sorry, one second. I'll be right back. Gotta refill my water. looking pretty good though. I'll show you something else too in a second. I've been working on some emotes for the channel too. For the, I think. I'm not sure how easy it is to implement them on here. I think it's not too hard, but I was doing some work on some emotes for the channel, if I can find them. That's the animatic. So I'll show you that too. Like, I'm just storyboarding my characters, like, lore. Still gotta clean it up a lot, obviously. Where did I put it? I thought it was right here, but that's... I didn't lose it. That would be very sad. That's Grace. That's this, which I'm not gonna work on today. This is just nothing. Oh, this is another. I was having fun with drawing the characters in different poses, and I put her in like this, like heavy metal, like guar kind of, or like Kiss kind of like armor. So, oh, that's a page I'm working on. Sorry, one second. I'm just gonna find it because I want to work on it later tonight anyway. Because here's one of them, but this isn't. This is the Twitch template. This isn't the thing I need. So I just think it must be blah. Not there. Character sheets, maybe? I was saving a lot that day. No, it's gonna... Oh, I did get some more work done on the mercenary girl. I don't remember if I showed you this, but I got like pretty much. This is pretty much where she's gonna, her character sheet's gonna be. Like, because I like it. I know she's got kind of that. I realized after I drew it, and it's gonna be like spikier in the comic probably, but like she does kind of have that Ramona Flowers kind of look. But she's also not this calm a lot of the time. Like I wanted to do I wanted her character sheet to show her in a mode that she's not normally in because she's very intense. Like she's the one on the team who's more the firecracker of the two of them, where he's the careful, like strategic thinker, and she's, even though she's a little bit, because they're both incredibly strong, because he's a werewolf that's got like mithril strands mixed. He basically, his fur is has like the properties of mithril, so he just, and he regenerates. So if you can, so cutting through that already is hard, and then you have on top of that, just he's this beast that he's not a cursed werewolf though. He's like a shaman where he can like turn into it anytime he wants. Like he can use the moon to enhance it, but he can, by deepening his power with the lunar cycle, but like waterbenders kind of. But he can also like just fight anytime he wants. I also got her. This is my current one that I'm working on. It's a side character who's important. She's a giantess, and she's I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with this. I might fix her hair a little bit more because it's still a little bit messy, but I was gonna give her the just this. I might make it just long and curly because there was this character in Big O, and she had really long curly hair, and that might look kind of cool. But she's just like she was going to be important in another comic I was working on, but then I worked on this one instead because that one didn't have really a good ongoing story in it, whereas this one does. So, and I don't know why I can't find it though. Oh wait, here it is. Yay, I found them. Right. That's gonna be my incredulous meme. Like, uh-huh, sure. Shocked. End of stream. Bam. My head just banging on the table. Just like looking up like, hello, please? And then just like devious wrong layer meme or wrong layer emote. Hello. I was just having some fun, like taking a break to show some of my stuff, and here's some of the emotes I was working on. I think we artists can all understand this feeling. Wrong layer! Ah! I have one. I'm gonna make one that's waving. Yeah, I got the head banging into the table. My incredulous one where he's just like, uh-huh, sure. Whatever you say. But what I'm working on today actually is my this guy. I wanted to finish this up because he's coming along nice. He's like I just need to like now I just need to go into the wings and then I'm gonna go back and do fix the wings and the well, yeah, I'll do the wings first and then I can do the hand. Yeah, I'll do that because like well there's a little shadow I can work on. Anyway, the point is I'll be able to like just get more of this character down because like I'm just trying to make him so he's like this is just going to be for like announcing when I'm streaming. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to make an like an animation where it like this energy coming off of his pen will like turn into this and then it will say like like it'll be like streaming Wednesdays and Fridays this week or something like that. And then I was thinking of like changing the color and I could make it so that for my I can put it up on like Instagram and on Twitter and on Blue Sky where it just says streaming now, and I could like maybe I'll make it like a purple or something energy. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm making some pretty good progress even today, so I think I should have this done this week. Always love drawing these crystals on him. They're so cool. Earlier I was nerding out about all the Ghibli films I like and how much fun it was seeing them in theaters and how I like that they're still that some theaters are still showing them that way. because that's the best way to watch those. I mean, if you can. If you can't, then just rent them. But they're so much fun to watch, like on a giant screen with a bunch of people around you. Because that's how I saw Spirited. That's how I saw Princess Mononoke and Howl's Moving Castle. I would like to see one of these days. I gotta go in when they're showing Castle in the Sky, because that is one of my top three favorite Ghibli films. So it would be nice to see that one. And I was also talking about how excited I am to play around with the exploring various different lore in, or I mean, folklore in my comic, and like mix it with like real creatures, because I mean, I've been listening to some podcasts about just like unique animals, and nature gets crazy. Like there are some really there's creatures that you think you know, and then you just hear what they're really like, and you're like, oh, okay, that's not how I would have guessed. Like dolphins, I kind of was living the Flipper fairy tale until I found out more about them, and they're animals. You know, like I don't want, because some people are like, oh, they're demons, and I'm like, no, they're just animals. Like they're not friendly. They're just animals. They're just as friendly as like any other species that are omnivores. So, are they omnivores? I guess they're mainly just carnivores. Yeah, they're just carnivores. I was trying to think, and I couldn't. I just, instinctually, because they have high intelligence, I thought that they were omnivores for a second. But see, there's another. That's me projecting. It'll be fun in the comic trying to think of like ways to like mix fantasy creatures with and I've done that on this channel before. I might do it on Friday actually again, because that was fun, where I mix fantasy creatures with modern creatures. Like they're fey touched. Plus I'm gonna have dinosaurs in the comic too, so yeah. Loads of fun. Oh, I saw I haven't watched the trailer for it yet, but I saw that they're making a oh, what's that called? My brain just forgot what I was saying. Um they're making a um oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name of it. That that oh, Zootopia. They're making a Zootopia 2. That's what I was trying to say. And I'm excited. I really liked the original. It had like a lot of good actors in it, and I like the story, even though they had to change it a lot. I think what they did with it was really smart. because their original story was cool, but it would have been much harder to write or to portray because it was much more about like the it was a lot darker. It had to do with the like the carnivores had collars on to control them, so it was like a like fascist kind of like police state for them. And like so the and I think I forget his name, the name of the character, but the Fox character, he had a different like reason for appearing. I don't think he was a con artist in the original story. I think they changed that to give him a kind of fun like anti-hero kind of vibe, or like prankster, like trickster kind of character vibe, to throw off like the fact that he is just like kind of given in a little bit to like what people expect of him. I also don't think they really in the original script had any plans for the as big of a plan for the sloths, which I'm so glad that they went with that because that was really cool. Like the whole that whole bit was hilarious. So I'm glad that they took a risk with that. But I see in the new one, they're answering a question I had, which is, excuse me, where are the reptiles? I'm like, you're talking about carnivores and omnivores, but you're not showing me any reptiles when you're saying that this is all different species. And that in the new movie, there's gonna be a character that's a snake. She's like I think she's a boa constrictor of some kind. She's pretty big, so usually those are the boa constrictors. And I like her design. Kind of almost reminds me of Lucy Liu's character in Kung Fu Panda, the snake, her snake character, who, despite being a snake, was like one of the nicest of the group. So I'm excited. That group had like when they get all their like their people doing what they love, which is drawing, they make incredible work because that's what they want to do. Like it's like this isn't none of this live action stuff is the will of the studio itself. It's the producers who want what they believe is an instant cash cow, and they just want to keep going back to these properties that they feel will make them money. And if it means I get to see, I'm almost at the point where it's like fighting it is kind of in vain. So I'm kind of treating it kind of like the Ice Age with that studio, where I'm like, I'm not a fan, but if it means that I can see more of their better movies, I'll stick behind them for that. Because like when they do actually do animated movies, even when they're CG or 3D, they've honestly really improved on that with the technology though. Because like back in the day, you used to obviously you couldn't. There wasn't much technology for like blending hand drawn features into a animated feature. So you kind of were stuck with like it had to have hard edges, it had to have a specific kind of like look to it. But like Glenn Keane and all those guys went in there along with I know people don't like him, but Brad Bird was a big reason that a lot of that stuff got better. I know he's got other issues in his past that some people point at, but like he honestly really pushed them to do things with people like Glenn Keane and make new technology that would capture that level of articulation and like or just that feel because like a hand drawn character looks and has a very different and more lively feel than a 3D model. I mean, there's been cases more recently where I could say that certain 3D model artists have found ways around that by really playing with shapes, and that's because like that goes back to like Pixar and how they were smart with 3D, where like they realized that like if we have these limitations, we might as well like just live within them and kind of like make them work for us, like Up, where they basically were like each character is a shape specifically that's based around that, and we could build upon that like a personality and a fun character and make me cry. Like it's a shame that Don Bluth kind of stepped out of animation for a like I think there was rumors for a little while that he was going to step back in because he's doing musical stuff now. He's more into that. Using, I mean, he's getting up there in age too, so I think he's kind of just wants to live out the rest of his life quietly doing that, and it's his choice. I'm not going to hold that against him. He's definitely earned a break if he wants it. I mean, he gave me one of my favorite animated movies, Secret of NIMH. Such an amazing movie. It, a movie that used reference. I mean, it referenced live action movies and made such a powerful film with that. I mean, there's parts of it that I know people don't care for with like the magic, but being a nerd who likes magic, I loved it. And I had no problem with that. I'm like, so what? Like, there's also these talking rats. I mean, that are injected with a serum that made them super smart, which doesn't exist either. So we're not exactly like playing with like reality here to begin with. And earlier I was talking a little bit about like how I'm excited to see where like Japanese feature animation goes because they keep it's kind of like a background thing that, but like it's always exciting when those things like Your Name or I didn't watch the newer ones, but I hear they're pretty good. But like I always think back of like Satoshi Kon's things like Paprika was such a good movie. Very dark in parts, but really good. And then the Millennium Princess, Millennium Actress was really good. A little sad, but really good. I would just be excited if Hollywood started to like give us a reason to go back to theaters. Because right now there's no reason. Like, I mean, I guess movies like um, like Tom Cruise movies, maybe, but that like his action movies, or maybe like with like the Mission Impossible, or which I mean he's I don't know how many more of those he has left in him though. There's certain actors I'm afraid to ask about because I'm not sure if they're even around anymore. Like Chung Yao Fat. I'm like, is he still around? I hope so. I haven't seen him in anything lately, but I think maybe he is. I'll have to look. I'll have to check. So I remember seeing like uh, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in theaters, and that was fun. Even though most people I talked to were complaining because I had subtitles, and I'm like, you're talking to the wrong person. Like you merely you merely stepped into this world. I've lived in it. Yeah, like Jet Li's movies were really good too. He's another one that I'm disappointed never got a chance to be a. Did, yeah, he never really got to be a Star Wars character, and that would have been really cool. I mean, by his own choice, probably, but still, he's he's. I think he's done other Disney properties, or like Disney films, I believe. So, not like it would be out of the question. I forget which one that was, but didn't didn't he do something with Jackie Chan that was Disney? I think so. Oops, I don't want that out. Yeah, he like I love that movie, The One, mainly because it's an easy way to explain to people who haven't seen Last Airbender like what the two of the different fighting styles because if they've seen The One, Jet Li uses airbending against the good one uses airbending at the end, and the evil one uses firebending because it's Northern Shaolin versus I forget what airbending is. Oh no, maybe Evie remembers. I'll have to ask her later. She's I know she's lurking in the chat. Well, now she's probably playing Marvel Rivals, but I'll ask her later. So I think she knows. Oh yeah, and I'm excited because this podcast I listened to for the Last Airbender show is coming back with the Korra stuff, and I really liked Korra. I I know the controversy around it, but I think there's far more good in that show than bad. Like I can think of other shows that fell fell off far worse than them. Like, I mean, there was the whole Thundercats thing that just like disappeared and no one cared. Or some people did, but not enough. Or like He-Man, how that like disappeared after like it almost came back and then it kind of like sputtered out again and then it came back but no one liked that story or they, certain people were very vocal that they didn't like it because it was kind of like bringing him back just to beat him up. It's like guys, you could have just done a different. It's kind of what I always say with like when people like Zack Snyder try and make like dark versions of Batman. I'm like, then just make a different character who's like Batman but isn't Batman. Because there's characters like Owlman in the comics who are a dark reflection of Batman. Just do them. But he doesn't read comics. He just likes to make fun of them and laugh at us for liking them. I lost what I was doing. Wait, why? What? Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. I'm like, why can't I delete this layer when it's like you still have the selection tool on? Way to go, dum dum. I'm liking this. This is fun. But I might have to call it pretty soon. I'll draw for another half hour, I think. Yeah, that should be fine. I just got sick a little bit inside thinking about them remaking Hercules. I'm like, the whole point was it was animated. Like there's already a good TV show to go to for Hercules with Kevin Sorbo. or Sorbo or Sorbo? I think Sorbo. Anyway, he's really talented. Go watch that TV show. It's fine. Change this a little because I made the spikes too big. Well, I mean, or I could just make them smaller. Where are they? Where are they going? Where are they? They're not doing it. Oops. Hmm. Might do like change this like, yeah, yeah, cool. That's what I want. Darkness. But I still have to kind of draw the light from his wings, kind of illuminating his face a little bit. So. Ah. Whoops. No. Slightly obscured, kind of in the little bit blurry. I'm loving it. Can you dig it? This is kind of what I wanted for the wings anyway, where they're like this very ethereal kind of feel to them. I kind of want to keep the hooks in the wings the way they are, because it's kind of nice having something that isn't glowing. Like I could just make them look like crystal, like his arm, but it's more fun to be like there's other parts that are going to be more like they kind of match with the antlers, the same kind of texture to them, very rough and jagged. Maybe I'll make a poll about that. I've been thinking about that myself. I was just thinking about. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it's how I talk sometimes. I was thinking about how I was talking about Ghibli films earlier, and like how he's very much an Anglophile and loves like European various European authors. And I was thinking, like, what would be a cool book from the last 100 years to see made into a Ghibli film? Or, like, done by someone newer, like the guy from the person who's doing Your Name. I have to think about that. There's definitely ones out there that are older stories that are still really good. John Carter, no. Oh, Disney, you really dropped the ball on that one. Tisk, tisk. Good day, I say. Oh yeah, I was gonna make that something too. Maybe that's... Nah, that's kind of... No one's gonna look down there. I might even... I hate to say it, I like the legs, but I might crop it off. We'll see. Truth be told, I like this face so much, I might change my icon to this. Because it kind of slaps. It's like so much more the spirit of the character. Just this explorer that's slowly being seduced by his own power, by the power that's taking him over. And the dragons are trying to hurry and train him as fast as they can, but he's not a fighter, not naturally, so it's been an uphill battle for them. Maybe I'll make the... I'm trying to think what I should do with the pen to make it stand out more. I was thinking... Maybe I could chip a little bit more off that wing. Maybe, yeah. Maybe a little bit. Where's it go? Where's it go? Where's it go? Right? Yeah. Yeah, we can just kind of clip this wing a little bit down. Just to show a little bit more of this hand. Still could work. Yeah. I just need to show a little bit more of that hand so that I can show that the pen's here. It was here. Okay. Maybe the pen itself is pure, like, light, actually. Kind of, as well. So that it kind of stands out a little bit. Yeah. He's got it, like... Using a magical Cintiq. Yeah, I like it. Woo! It's coming along nice. This is a good place to call it. I do want to... This is perfect. Thank you so much for everyone who dropped by. Your presence is always greatly appreciated, and I love talking to all of you. I'll be streaming again on Friday at 7 p.m. and hopefully I'll have this handsome fellow finished so I can post this on my Instagram and my Twitter and my Blue Sky whenever I'm about to stream. Because I really like him. This is so cool. I'm so happy that I did. Sorry, I'm just gushing right now. I rarely have moments like this where it's like you do something right and it works out. But I'm really digging this. So yeah, I look forward to this being finished this soon. Probably if I don't finish it before Friday, I'll finish it on stream, and then I'll from that point on we might. I don't want to be too bold, but I think we could finish this on Friday if I don't finish it tomorrow. So, yeah, that sounds good. Plan for that. I'm going to try and finish it. Yeah, either tomorrow or Friday. And so I'll show it on Friday if it's like even if it has just a few like things that need to be done. So, and obviously it needs to. I want to try and animate it, but first it'd be fine to just even like have it as a still image, and then slowly over time, as I learn more about this animation software, how to do animation in Clip Studio and in Live 2D, I could change it so that it has like a 3D. It has a effect that. Like maybe this ribbon on the left right here that's coming up, the ribbon of magic. Oops, that's apparently covered because I'm a dum-dum. I need to fix that. 1 second. I can fix that. I can fix it. Yeah, just make sure that the energy is going over the arm. Like that. There. Okay. Yeah. So... yeah, I can have this so that it like it starts going this way. Maybe like it bends and then like the whole thing is just saying like, or maybe it unfurls a little bit so that it's still like surrounding his face and it goes like this. I don't know. I'll play around with like how I'm gonna make the mana or this energy coming off his pen, how I'm gonna have it behave. But anyway, I'm rambling again, so that's how I do. But I'll be back Friday to work more on this and maybe do some fantasy creatures for warm-ups like I was talking about. That'd be really fun. And it's always good to like play around with the ideas to bring new ideas to life. So I'll be working on that. So enjoy the rest of your week. I hope it's wonderful, and I'll see you all on Friday. Have a wonderful night or day.